Hey guys, Art Decline here, Average Picker. So just a brief little video here looking at a pin type for a challenge lock. And this one, I use it quite a bit. I kind of like it. And it's garnered a little bit of interest, I guess. Some people have asked about it, or at least when they've taken locks apart, pulled it out and gone, oh, that's really neat. Not making any kind of claim that I invented this by any means. Just part of trying to get more videos out there, I guess, about challenge locks and challenge lock building and pins and maybe pin shear line theory stuff. But this is a pretty easy one to make. I don't know if this actually has a name, is called. I call it a double drunk because it does act sort of like a drunken T-pin would. But you can see here, all it really is a shaved bit and a shaved bit and a wider center. And I tend to take a little bit off of this just so it has some additional wobble while it's in there. And what you want is the shear line to sit right across this little top part here, or anywhere in this upper portion. And so that way, when it's in there, it flops around. You get, it might feel like you're into a spool. You get a little bit of counter rotation as you're coming out of it. So again, a little spool-like, and then snaps in, and you're on the last little wobbly bit, and you're home clear as far as picking it goes after that. You do want to stick a wafer or something up in the top there because you don't want the spring to work its way onto and lodge itself and just get stuck on this bit, especially because this is all going to be, you're going to be sunk at least to there in the shear line, and you don't want your spring getting in there and getting snagged either. This is sort of a unfinished, slightly more advanced version. This is going into a lock I'm making for Albert Lebel, and it needs to be cut down. So this is actually way too big, and ultimately it's going to look something like this with a little tiny bit of tapering on it. And I don't know, this little shinier bit here, you can maybe see where that tapering started. But essentially this part up here, a little too thick up there, and I'm going to have to cut that down and cut the whole entire pin down so the pin's a little bit shorter, because as it is right now it's just too long. But it's pretty easy to make them long and then kind of work them from there. And it's pretty easy actually to make too. Like, we'll just pretend this is your Dremel chuck. Put in however much you want to cut down to be the little shaved bit, and you just file that part down. And then when you take it out, do that to the other side, and what you'll be left with is where you've been chucking, and that's the larger, thicker part of the center. So yeah, it's a neat little pin. I think it's got some promise to it. I don't know, when I go to taper this part, if that tapering, the pin is so small, and it's going to be pretty subtle. I don't think you're actually going to pick up that tapering. What I'm hoping is, from some trial and error with these and seeing them behave in other locks I've sent out, is that might be enough to help it slip more in to the shear line, as opposed to that being a hurdle in picking it. I want it to fall back in as much as possible. So yeah, there we go. That's just a little look at a pin. I call it the double drunk. Maybe it's got a legit name out there. If it does, feel free. Oh, you guys have nothing to look at. Here, you can look at that. Back here, we'll put a mustache on him. Yeah, so, if it's got an actual name, by all means, mention it in the comments. Otherwise, whatever. And we'll do some more of these. And I think later tonight, I'm going to be doing some challenge lock picking. So there is some picking planned. All right, guys, you have a good one.